Hey, hi everyone, welcome back to our free Python certification program. In this video, we are going to talk about conditional statements and indentation. Now, before we get into that, let's have a quick recap on all the topics which we have covered so far. So let's have a quick review on our roadmap, whatever the things we have covered. So we have started our journey with respect to variables. What are variables? Variables are nothing but these are containers which are used to store some information or store some value. Then we have seen different types of data. Like what are the different types of data available for us? We have integer, we have floating point, right? We have seen numeric data. Then we have seen sequence data. We have string, list, right? We have seen mapping, dictionary. We have seen set, none type, right? And Boolean zeros and ones. Okay. So these are the data types we have covered. Why do we need data types? So that we can maintain the data integrity and effectively utilize our memory. And in Python, we need not to declare the data. It will understand by itself compared to other languages where we have to initially say which kind of data it is. But here we need not to worry about that, right? And then we have seen different types of operators. We have seen arithmetic operator, assignment. Then what else we have seen? We have seen comparison, membership, right? Identity operators, all these operators we have seen. Right. After that, in our previous video, we have seen with respect to keywords and comments. What are keywords? Keywords are special reserved words which have a specific meaning in Python. And we cannot use that keywords in variable names and those kind of things. Example, if I say true, false, else, if, so we'll be studying today conditional statements, right? So whenever I use that word, it has a specific meaning for Python. Okay, so today we are going to study or talk about conditional statements and indentation. Okay, why it is important, what is the use, what are the different types, and we will try to take one very simple example to understand all those things. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Okay, so now see what is the use of this conditional statements is it gives the decision-making ability for a program. Right. So if the condition satisfies, then what it has to do. If the condition does not satisfy, then what it has to do. Right. So what is a conditional statement? Basically, it is giving the decision-making ability. Okay. Now there are two roads, right and left. Where do we have to go? I'm confused. Right. So this is where conditional statements are very useful. If you're going to Bangalore, go to your left. And if you're going to Hyderabad, go to your right. See, if I'm saying if it's a condition, based on the condition, we are able to take the decision. Okay. So what is the main point in conditional statements? It gives the decision-making ability for a computer or for a program. Okay. Then what are the different types of conditional statements available? So majorly we have four types of conditional statements. That is if, then we have if else, and then we have elif, okay, and then we have nested if. All right. So what is this if now? See, so what it does is it checks for the condition. Okay. Now, if the condition is true, it executes a block. If the condition is false, it is not going to do anything. Just exit that particular conditional statement. Okay. Then if else, here, if it is true, what we have to do is also there. And if it is false, that means if you're not meeting the condition, then what we have to do is also mentioned here. If do this, if the condition is not satisfied, else do this. Okay, then what is this elif? Here we have multiple conditions. So it's basically like if, else if. Check this condition. If this condition does not satisfy, check another condition. In short, we can write it as elif, else if. Okay, and finally it will be having else. When nothing satisfied, what we have to do. Okay. And we have nested if else here. Within this if statement, I have one more if statement. Okay, if this condition satisfied, then go and check this condition. Okay, so within if, there is one more if statement available. That is our nested if else. Okay. Now we will see this with an example with the syntax and all, so that it will be very clear for us to understand. But remember this thing. So let's consider this is my program flow. Okay. So this is our program flow. Now I'm taking an if condition. Okay. Now whenever I take if condition, whatever, if it is true, then only this block is executed. So the program is coming like this. If this condition is true, then only it is executing this. And then it is exiting that loop and coming out and moving forward. Okay, if it is false, it will directly move forward. This is for if statement. Okay, if it is true, it is executing this block. Okay, if it is true, it is executing this block. But if it is false, what it is doing? It is directly continue. This is for if. Then what about if else? So if else, let's consider the same thing here. This is my program flow. I will be having true condition. Okay. And if it is false, I will be having one more condition. So now my program flow is coming and it will check for the condition. If it is true, it will enter here. And after executing this, it will exit and continue. If it is false, it will enter in this one. It will skip this part. It will enter here, execute, and then continue. This is our if else. In multiple if else, it will be checking multiple conditions. Okay, after checking this condition, it does not work. So what it will do? Check this condition, not working. Okay. Check this condition, not working. Okay. Check the next condition. Like this, multiple conditions we are going to check. Okay. Now, let's quickly see our indentation as well. What is that? Why it is important? We'll try to understand. Okay. Now, let's have a quick look on a small story. Here, if you can see, are you able to read this? Yes. Are you able to quickly read this? Okay. I think we are able to read it slowly, but are we able to quickly read it? Yes or no? Why? Why we are not able to read? Because there's no proper spacing. Where is the sentence starting? Where is the sentence ending? We have no clue. Okay, then what we have to do? Usually what we write it in like this. Right. In a systematic format so that we know where the sentence is starting and where the sentence is ending. Okay, so I want you guys to pause the video, read about the story, and give a comment about it. Okay, it's a good, funny story. All right. Now, this is the importance of our indentation. Here you can see with a proper spacing, I'm able to read it. But here, if I see without proper spacing, I'm unable to read it. Okay. And do Python follow any brackets and all for the coding? No, right? So indentation is really important as it tells Python the sequence of code, where your code is starting and where your code is ending. Okay, this is the main information it is going to give. Like in C and C++, we have this curly brackets, right? Java, we have this flower brackets we use. They say that start of a code, end of a code. Okay, here we need to follow the proper indentation. What is indentation? One tab space or 4 space bar. Okay, but good thing for us, Python IDEs will automatically take those indentations. Whenever it is required, right, it will automatically take. All right, so let's try to understand a little bit more. See, so this is my program flow. Let me bring it here. This is how the program is executed. Okay, now I am in my sentence 1, executed. Sentence 2. Okay, in this sentence, I have one more sentence. In this block of code, I have one more block of code. Okay, so sentence 3 or block of code 3 is a part of sentence 2. Don't get confused. Sentence 1 and sentence 2 are two different things. This is separate block of code. This is separate block of code. Okay, this is separate. This is separate. But within sentence 1, I have another sentence. Okay, so let's take this example here to understand in detail. See, so this is block of code begins, block of code 1 continues. Right. But here, if you see, there is one tab space or four space bar. Okay, that indicates block code 2 begins. This block 2 is in the block 1. Okay, now within this, again, I have two tab spaces. That means this particular block 3 is present in block 2. And then again, you can see block 2 continues here. Block 2, code 1. Okay, so again, I can understand we are not getting a clear picture, but we will see one example to understand in better way. Okay, so let me open our Jupyter notebook. Okay, now let's talk about the very first statement, that is our if statement. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's try to build a ticket collector whose job is to let a person in if he is below 12 years initially. Okay, so first thing what I need to take the age. Okay, now I want to take this age from user. I want this input to be given by user. What we can do, we can make use of one built-in function. The name of the built-in function is itself input. Okay, so I will say input, and here I will say enter the age. Okay, and again, we'll talk about this in detail later when we are talking about functions. But remember, I'm taking number here, so I'm just gonna take integer. Okay, we are going to talk about this. Why I've used int, what is this input function, all these things we are going to talk in detail. But now I'm using this particular code to take the age from the user. What will happen if I run it? It is asking a user to enter the number. The program stops and asks the user, enter the age. Okay, so I'm going to save maybe 20. Okay, so now what is the age? Let's take age is equals to 20. We have stored this. Okay, now let's continue. Now the job of the ticket collector is, if he is below 12 years, we can let him in that particular carnival games. Okay, so what I will say, if statement. See, again, you can see this, the color has turned into green. Why? Because it's a keyword. It has a specific meaning. Okay, then what I'll do, I will take maybe age, whatever the age a student or the particular person is entering, is it less than or equals to 12 years? This is the condition. End it with colon. Remember, a new thing here. So whenever we are talking about conditional statements or loops or functions, we have to end it with colon. Okay. Now, whenever I end it with colon, Python automatically understands that I'm talking something about indentation. See, when I press enter, it will not just directly go here. Okay. It will not go directly here. It will leave a tab space and here the cursor will come. Okay. So let's say this. I'm going to press enter. See, it is leaving us the tab space and the cursor is coming here. Yes, by default, it is going there. Correct? Now, here I can give whatever the block of code I want. If the condition is true, what we have to do? We have to let them in. So I will say print. Okay, I'm going to say you can go in. You can go inside. Okay, you can go in. All right. So let's execute this. Now, what will be the output? Come on, quickly tell me. The age is equals to 20. Okay. And the permitted age is going inside is 12. Now, what will be the output? What will be my output here? Will I get the output? No. Why? Because I'm just saying if the condition is true, what we have to do. But here, if you see, is the condition true? No, the condition is not true. Then what we have to do? It won't give anything. So let's quickly run this and see. So if I enter maybe control enter, no output. Why? Because the age is not less than 12, and I've not said what we have to do if the age is not less than 12. I've only given the instructions what to do if the age is less than 12. Okay, then let's change the age and see. I will say 10 years. Now, what will happen if I execute this? Oh, let me remove this. You can go in. Why? Because the condition is satisfied. Understand this. There is a condition to check. Okay. So what is the condition? It is checking whether the given age is less than or equals to 12. If this is not satisfied, I'm not going to go and execute this block of code. Directly, I'm exiting out. But here it is satisfied. That's why I'm executing and I'm getting this out. Here we are taking very simple example, but in complex problems, we'll be having few more lines to perform. So after this, I can even go and say, uh, we are print, I'll say maybe inside someone is saying, hi. Okay, after going, it is saying, hi, see, you're welcome, hi. So it is executing this particular line of code and it is executing this line of code. Okay, so let's quickly move to the next one. Now, what to do if the age is not less than 12? We are going to make use of else statement. Let's quickly check this. So I'm just going to copy this and else. See, in else, we need not to give any condition because if the condition is not true, what we have to do? That's it. So I will say print. The person is going to say, the ticket collector is going to say, get lost. You're not permitted, get lost. Right. So let's check the output. What I will get the output if I execute this again. Okay. Or else let me copy here. I'm going to take this here and execute. It is asking me for the age. Now I'll say age, maybe I'll take 50. What will be my output? Let's see. It is saying get lost. Why? Because I'm not able to satisfy this condition. So these block of codes are not being executed. Okay. So 1 second. Okay. See what is happening here. Okay, let's try to understand what is happening here. So here, this is my age. I'm entering the age there. And this is one piece of code. This is another piece of. Okay. Now the program flow, how it goes in this way. See, I'm making it very simple to understand. Now, see here. Okay, this is the first line which it is going to execute. Okay. Then it is going and checking this. If the age is equals to less than or equals to 12. Within this block of code, there is one more block of code. Right? So let me highlight that with this. Okay. Within that block of code, there is one more block of code. So it is checking in the second, it is checking whether I'm less than 12 or no. Okay. What I've given the age, I've given the age as 50. So I'm not less than 12. So it is not going to enter here. It is going to skip this. And again, it is going to come here. There is no condition. Enter here and print it. This is what is happening in the factor. Okay, then let's quickly see one more. That is, let me copy. So now we have decided to let in kids and senior citizens. So whoever is below 12 and above 50, they can enter. Okay, maybe let's consider this is a seat. Okay, so who can sit here? Maybe kids below 12 and people above 50. Young people are not allowed to have a seat here. Okay, so here what is happening? We have two conditions to check. We can make use of and, but let's try to understand this with the help of if, elif, and else statement. Okay, so let me clear this. All right, so now let us copy this part and paste it here. There's one more condition. So I'm just going to press enter. ELIF, else if. Okay. Now I'm going to say else if age greater than or equals to 50, what we have to do? Make use of semicolon, print, you can, also you can sit, and here also for the people who are above, okay, you can sit here. You can sit, or let's just to differentiate, you can sit kid. So below 12 years, that's a kid. And I'm just going to copy this just to differentiate, okay? So now I'm going to enter this, execute here. No need of this. You can say it, uncle. Okay. Now, uh, let's see. Let's enter. It is asking me for the age. Now, what I'll say, I will take age as maybe 5 years. What will be the output if I take age is equals to 5 years? Yes. What will be the output? You can sit kid. Yeah, because you are a kid, you can sit and hide. Because it is executing these two things. Okay. Then I will rerun this and I will change age to maybe 25. What will happen now? Get lost. Okay. I will change and I will take age to 60. You can sit uncle. What is happening here? See, it is basically, again, I'll just go with this. So this is our program flow. And let's divide our code into multiple parts. Okay. This is the entering of age. This is my if statement. This is my elif statement. And this is my else statement. Okay. So what it does is whenever I enter the age, first it comes and it checks for this condition. If that condition is satisfied, it executes. If not, again check for this condition. If this condition is satisfied, then execute this particular scenario. Okay. And again, in the final, if this is also not satisfied, this is also not satisfied, it will come and execute this particular scenario. So this is how conditional statements are giving the decision-making ability to program. Now, one more nested if else we have, right? So that is your assignment. Make sure you're going to complete this assignment. Okay. So, all right. In the next video, we are going to talk about what is the things. I think we will be getting started with loops. Okay. So until then, yeah, take care. Bye bye.